We are back from hiatus. Everybody knows that Karen is pregnant by 2 men. Daniella is still stutter-stepping as it pertains to her stepchildren. And Andi deserves all the smoke that Jordan has for her in hiding that Penelope is missing. What's good, y'all? It's your good sister Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this one, we're going to do a breakdown for season 7, episode number 12. We bet, boo! If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn your bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my sisters content and conversations. I drop new sisters videos every single day. I go live after every new sisters episode. For the live after show and podcast, our sisters keeper right here on the channel. And I just keep you updated on everything that you need to know about this series. If you're not new, welcome back. Boom. Shout out to all my members. I appreciate you all so very, very much. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And honestly, y'all, I don't even know where to start. Don't know where to begin. We went in depth on the most recent Our Sisters Keeper live episode. So if you are looking for an even deeper dive than what this video is going to give you, with both myself as well as Allie Nick, then you can go ahead and check it out. I will link it in the description box down below. Let me go ahead and start off with Daniella. That's always an interesting place to start because it gets the people going because she's raggedy AF, right? I'm not going to jump to her popping up at Karen's house or lying about how she always the first to apologize. We're going to talk about her and her relationship because in this episode, Tony needs her to watch the kids while he handles some big business, entertaining some of the international shareholders who are coming in town, and maybe he's trying to vie for a promotion. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can get your ass about this goofy ass apartment that you've been in when he get this promotion. So all you got to do is watch the children. And for whatever reason, you know what? Not even for whatever reason, because she doesn't like kids and she's seemingly anti-kids. It's almost like they are her kryptonite, if you will. She can't sit for a couple hours with these kids, but she winds up pulling it off. Awkward as it may be, inappropriate as her conversation about the damn pink handcuffs may be, she winds up pulling it off and then rushing them up out of there. And I'm just looking at her like, is the sex worth all of this? Is the sex with Tony worth you not fully committing in this relationship, you giving him problems about these damn kids, you not really doing the internal work and reflection that needs to happen on multiple fronts? Daniella is showing up as a trash person, not only in her relationship, but also in her friendships, but also when it comes to herself. She's not fully showing up for herself in life. Girl, you have absolutely no ambitions. You have absolutely no goals. We got to see exactly what you cared about the moment that those kids left out of your damn apartment, when you reached into that little jar you had on that little faux fireplace and got to puff on your little weed, because that is the priority number one, numero uno for Daniella King. And it has been since we met her. And I'm just waiting, patiently waiting for when she's going to want more, for when she's going to realize that this ain't it. And if she don't actually want to ever want more, then why does she want to stay in proximity and relationship and communication with people who do? Because in all honesty, you are just going to wind up continuing to negatively affect those around you with your terrible ass energy, your disloyalty, your lack of commitment to respecting people's boundaries or just giving them basic respect, period. And it's annoying, disgusting for me, but damn sure annoying. Which brings me back to her showing up at Karen's house, which is prompted by Sabrina giving some vague advice of how she needs to go ahead and reach out to Karen and go ahead and settle this, never really addressing the juice bar and everything that went down at Rich's shop, which was completely inappropriate. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It feels like this episode was written not even considering that scene from the previous episode. It's almost as if the juice bar didn't happen, because the way they stayed on the surface level in reference to like, oh, y'all need to go ahead and make up, it feels like maybe the episodes were written in tandem and they didn't know how severe the circumstances were going to be from the juice bar when this episode was actually written. So they didn't actually lean in and play into any of the damn details that resulted from Karen walking away from all the girls, telling Fatima to keep all her goofy ass friends, specifically Daniella, because they had grown apart. In this episode, not only do we get to see Daniella coming to give a fake apology that she never actually delivers, but she just speaks around. But then we also get to see Karen allow her to occupy space in her home after disrespecting her the way that she did, and then allowing Fatima to disrespect her the way that she did at the juice bar. And it's just like, none of this makes sense. But I'm going to go back to Daniella saying that she came over to apologize, but then not apologizing, then taking up space while Karen is there to actually communicate the paternity to the two fathers and the unwanted guest that came with one of the damn fathers. And then you find it in your heart or in your soul or in your spirit to think that you can rush her in giving this information when you were never invited in the first goddamn place. Make it make sense, Daniella. If Karen wasn't pregnant, I really wish she would have bust you in your mouth, because don't rush me about giving news about something that you don't even need to be privy to, because newsflash, ho, we are not actually friends. And Karen, maybe you need to be reminded of that even more after you and Fatima get shocked that Zach only decided to get the damn paternity test because Danni told him to. Because that hit both of y'all like a ton of bricks, huh? My disdain for Daniella just continues to grow every single episode, because I do not like women who play like they're other women's friends, who live in this zone of jealousy and resentment when you literally just don't have to be a part of that person's life. The moment that you cannot unpack and heal or work through whatever jealousy that you're feeling for your so-called girlfriend, your so-called sister, is the moment that you need to go ahead and separate, because not only is it the best thing for you, but it's going to be the best thing for her, and she didn't actually warrant any of this goofiness. We have yet to even start to get a glimpse of understanding of what Daniella's real issue is with Karen, but we're about to watch her not only continue to exert herself and make her presence known and take up space in spaces where Karen is, which is going to be automatically antagonistic, because I don't believe that Daniella actually wants the best for any of her girlfriends. But then also we get to see her take information that she receives and is supposed to be in confidence and go run tell that. And next episode she's doing it with Sabrina. However, who knows who else she discussed it with. But then she also is seemingly relishing in the fact that Karen is pregnant, relishing in the fact that she now has 2 baby daddies, relishing in the idea of, oh, Karen's reputation is ruined and she's the hoe, even though I'm the one who's been knocked upside my head, been spat on, and been mistreated all 5 ways from Sunday. But let's talk about how trash Karen is as a person. Daniella, I don't know what the commitment is to hating Karen in the way that you have, but then still trying to maintain some type of closeness or proximity, fake relationship, if you will, to her. But it is utterly disgusting. And it just continued on in this episode. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Since we're talking about Karen and the paternity, I think that scene, aside from it being very disjointed and the pacing being off because they cut out of it a lot to go to other scenes, was the strongest story element within the entire episode. And I enjoyed Karen having a certain level of restraint, even though she was surprised by Fatima showing up with Zach, because Zach didn't tip her off. She kept her cool. She didn't do too much. Even with Danni popping up, she again kept her cool, kept restraint, a very cool head, which to me signifies not that she's just kind of conceding and rolling over and letting people, do whatever the hell they want. But as she progresses within her pregnancy, I think that she is feeling more vulnerable. She's feeling more tired. It's a lot to process just in getting the news just the day before and having to sit with that and sit with, what she perceives people's external opinions of her to be and how she will look and what her reputation will be, all of the emotions that go into it. And then again, a little bit of the wearing that happens as you progress within your pregnancy. I think that we're just seeing her settle into her vulnerability and really focus her energy specifically on things that matter and things that she can actually control. And it's really interesting to see. Of that scene, I was just most disappointed in her reactions to Aaron and not really creating enough space for him to be able to celebrate. However, we talked about this one live and people were like, well, we just need to give her a little bit more grace because it's a lot. And I will go ahead and agree that it is a lot to receive this news and then having to communicate this news, and then with all the baggage and context that come from the people also tied to this particular news, it is a lot for one person to take. So as she said, she's tired and hopefully they can talk the next day, even though, child, it's not looking too damn good. I do already have my preview video up, so make sure that you watch my preview for episode 13 right after you finish this so that we can keep the sisters conversation going. Other than that, I really enjoy seeing Karen with her mom, and I love that Miss Lisa is back in her super mommy mode and she Novi got her head on straight. She not pushing this goofy ass Zach propaganda that we got to see over at the damn salon like here and there when she having conversations with Karen. So much so that she's like, well, what's going on, girl? Before Karen revealed what the deal was, she's like, I'll check Zach. What I got to do? And I love that Miss Lisa actually affirmed Karen and poured into Karen, because she was very concerned about how she's going to look, how she's going to be perceived, how she's going to be regarded now that she's going from single woman to now single mom with 2 baby daddies, 2 different men to deal with, and how that actually happens and the rarity of it. And you know, it pointed to the fact that she was sleeping with 2 men at the same time. I personally don't have a problem with it, because one, this is what you were doing, is a decision that you made, and of all your damn friends, you are definitely not one that's giving hosties. Regardless of sleeping with 2 men, you were sleeping with 2 men that you have deep love for, deep care for. If anybody within the circle, and I'm not trying to slut shame anybody, because if you a hoe, do your thing, and that's what you want to do your thing, go hoe, do what you got to do. But if anybody within the circle is a hoe and it needs to be judged for it, or should be judged for it, if anybody is going to be judged for it, it needs to be Daniella's ass. And then closely behind her is going to be Andrea's ass, because they are engaging in sexual acts with people who do not like them, who do not respect them. And honestly, they're doing it during times that I don't believe that they like and or respect themselves, which is how they're able to get into those circumstances anyway. So while the bodies might line up in reference to Karen sleeping with 2 men, and that just seemed blasphemous, it was again 2 men that she deeply cared about and that deeply care about her. And Andrea Barnes and Daniella King specifically can't say the same, because Gary don't love you, girl. He don't even know what the hell love is. Speaking of Gary, y'all, we get diabolical demon energy from him, and he don't really give a good goddamn about this knife that Fatima got to his neck. I don't either, because Fatima is full of idle threats. She's going to give you an idle threat and a look every single time. Matter of fact, she's going to give you an idle threat, a look, and then she's going to show up as Zach's correctional officer every single time. She's not going to miss an assignment. Never, ever, ever. I said what I said. If you want to understand where the correctional officer analogy came from, go ahead and check out our Sistas Keeper from last night. That'll tell you all that you need to damn know. Now, aside from Gary getting run up on by Andi and Fatima at the top of the episode, which is a continuation from the previous episode, we also get to see him engaging with more sexual activities with Tamara, because they keeping this thing going. And honestly, now I'm officially completely disappointed in Tamara, because girl, this is not no scheme, this is not no plot, this is not the long game. You like this sex with this man. You are attracted to Gary Borders, even though you know the type of demon that you're actually dealing with. You're playing with fire, and it's disgusting. Okay, it's diabolical. I was definitely rooting for you, being a hoe that might have caught a nice lick and got Hayden to fall in love with you, and then maybe you had fell in love with him too. You done threw all of that out the window, even though I was giving you all types of passes, honey, because you was already scheming on him. Now you in Gary's bed. Now you letting him bend you over desk, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and wash my hands of you. I'm gonna go ahead and hand you over to my good sis Allie Nick, who probably still cares about you, but I cannot rock with her getting a thrill, getting some type of joy, validation, I don't know what the hell it is, out of engaging with Gary Borders. And I get it, if the sex is good, cool, but I don't believe that there's any sex that is that good to have you running to the demon better known as Gary Borders. Before we exit the episode, y'all, we also get to see Gary again, because he's beating Andi to the police station to talk about Penelope trying to set the stage, and also set Andi up by telling the police officer that he believes that Andi is actually responsible to it. Now that takes me over to Andrea Barnes, who is shucking and jiving all damn episode. Andrea, you are not Carmen Sandiego. You ain't even Dora the goddamn Explorer. You can't put together a clue and or a plan if your life depended on it, which is what actually happened to Penelope, because her life depended on it, and look at her now. Between you rolling up with the Rockwaller, as Gary would say, to Gary's office to issue idle threats while being scary, spice your goddamn self. Look at how she backed away from that boy when he stood up. To you talking to Jordan on the phone and then deciding not to tell him over the phone that his goddamn sister's missing, to wait till the next day, get into a makeout session only to pull back from that particular thing. Like, you have no sense of urgency, Miss Mama. Penelope is missing, Miss Mamas. You think that something lethally has happened to this girl, and you are hemming and hawing about this information. You deserve every bit of the damn smoke that Jordan has for your ass, and I hope that he got a little bit more, and it plays out over the course of the next 2 to 3 episodes, because again, your ass deserves it. it. Don't be running up behind him now. Baby, I'm sorry. I want to help. Oh my God, Gary is terrible. You knew that. You should have revealed that the moment that thing started to click for you. The moment that you saw that big ass splotch of blood in Gary's office, you should have got Jordan on the horn. He would have got his ass back here from McCann, wherever the hell he was at, and he could start dealing with it immediately, and y'all would have been able to beat Gary down to the damn police station, because at the time that he was bending over Tamara on that desk, y'all could have been down at the police station. But no, you too busy hemming and hawing about your boyfriend's sister and also missing the calls from your billionaire client, which I'm not even gonna fault you for, because Marie, baby, you might be a client right now, but she don't technically work for you in reference to your day-to-day employee. And even if she did, she's not on call 24 hours a day. You are getting a damn divorce. You are not on trial for murder, honey. What is it that you need at 9 o'clock at night, calling her phone, blowing up Hayden as if it's some kind of emergency? Not a goddamn thing. You need to find yourself something to do, and or somebody to do, because your expectations is getting a little bit wild, and I don't give a damn how many zeros are in your bank account, Miss Mamas. Also in this episode, y'all, we get a little bit from Sabrina. She's watching porn with her man because they like, and I love talking about this on the live, because what came up is that some of y'all were alluding to the fact that she gonna wind up getting pregnant by him. And you know what? I'm here for it, because Sabrina's storyline is starting to bore me. I don't know who told Carrie that she could glow up, but now that Maurice is back at the bank, she's going to have to manage the shenanigans between Carrie and Maurice, as we got to see play out in this episode. The best part about that was Maurice giving her fertility shot, which she couldn't do on her own. And then we make it to, her date night with Rich, and they sitting there watching porn. We know that y'all have great sexual chemistry. What else? Because at this point, Sabrina, girl, you need to be focused AF, and you're not, I fear. You need to be figuring out if this is the man that you actually could wind up spending the rest of your life with, and that you want to continue to invest with. And you already know that y'all have sexual chemistry, so you need to figure out the rest of the chemistry, because you are playing a very interesting and or risky game. Okay, you already know that he don't want kids, and you do want kids. You're taking steps now to ensure that you're able to have said kids that you actually want. And now we're going to spend time just fucking out each other's brains out, versus getting to know this man and deciding if you actually want to stay aligned, or if you're going to have to move along to find your future husband and or baby daddy. Like, I'm gonna need you to use your brain. And then just on a whole trivial note, your storyline is getting boring. I'm tired of watching y'all bump uglies. Do something else. Now, if what some of the people in our chat on the live said is going to come true, that's going to be given story. Because if she ends up pregnant by Rich, and Rich don't want this kid, and Rich wants her to get rid of the kid, that is a conversation to be had. We got to keep our eyes open for that one, y'all. And that's it. That is the episode. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. Again, we have the Our Sisters Keeper live after show available, linked in the description box down below. If you want to go into more detail and hear more thoughts about the episode, this is just a summary, y'all. It feels so great to be back, to be talking about sisters, and I'm looking forward to the episodes getting better. Like, I think next week's episode is going to be fire, just based off of the teaser that we got. We haven't even got the trailer. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my sisters' content and conversations, because again, I drop new videos every single day, and you're not gonna want to miss it. Drop your thoughts, theories, predictions in the comment section down below so we can keep the conversation going. I'm your good sis you love to talk TV with, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.